48 episodes. Okay. And we are live. Welcome to the Turaco Creative Cast. I am Captain Goggles, aka Frank Salazar. Anna couldn't be here today, but she is back from vacation. She will be back next week. But we have Dale today, and
Oh,
I'm just gonna be
what?
drawing. So, but Dale, you can.
Hang on.
Uh,
Hang on. Uh, what is going on here?
what you do today?
What did I do
Yeah,
today?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, a few people won't be
I
here tonight.
worked. I got incredibly frustrated with the Apple because as a technology company, they fail on several levels.
That's what I say, but no one believes me.
And speaking of technology, you know who also fails? Facebook
Uh, I was gonna
and
mention that.
Instagram
I was actually gonna mention that.
and WhatsApp. All right.
WhatsApp's pretty good. It's just a texting app, but you can group text with a bunch of people, and that's how I get in contact with my church people.
How is it that there's a lot of texting apps out there, though? There's got to be something else you can switch to as like a backup.
Well, it's because WhatsApp wasn't by Facebook at first. Facebook bought them out recently.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I heard.
when they
I,
went down, in case that no one knew about it, Facebook went down today for a few hours. So when they went down, everything they owned went down too. So they had bought out Instagram and that went down. They had bought out WhatsApp and that went down. I mean,
I
they
think
own
Oculus
Messenger
was
already.
down too.
Oculus was I heard was down, and I know they have another app, but I don't even know what it is.
It's all evil and deserves to die. I'm
And
trying a new angle for my camera. I don't know if I like it or not.
I'll do a shout out to Judd. Can't make it tonight, but I will see you on the replay. Welcome back, Anna. Hope you had a restful vacation. Anna is
Haha.
actually just went to work just a few minutes ago, so she won't be on tonight, but she'll be on next week. And I do want to give a shout out to Judd because Judd bought one of the Captain Gagos and MASKUP and mini comics from Etsy. So,
Oh,
so
cool.
he should be getting that this week, if not tomorrow, sometime this week. So I want to say thank you to Judd.
Thank you, Judd.
And Dale says Anna is out. Substitute Dale is in.
That's right.
Back
I'm
up,
the
Dale.
substitute teacher for today.
Back up. Back up.
Settle
Dale.
down, children.
So I actually just got this in the mail a few minutes ago. So it's it's from Morris Publishing. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're print on demand. So
Morris Publishing.
I bought one of their samplings. So like if I go with them and I print a book with them, uh, a standard comic, this is what it would look like.
How's it look and feel?
It feels kind of stiff, like like cardstock. So that's the
It's a
cover.
heavier grade than a typical floppy, then, huh?
Yeah, the page is I'm not sure if this is standard, but it's a little heavier. But alright. I probably won't put it in color, but this is what their colors.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Morris Publishing, huh?
Yeah, I found them on I think Instagram or Facebook, one of their ads, and you could
Instagram and Facebook.
order one of their like their little price guide here. So, and I just went with the comic. I think they had. So if I think I'm not sure, but if you go with a trade paperback and you choose that, they might send you a trade what it would look like, or maybe it would just be this size. I'm not sure, but I just went with a regular comic, and
Do they have a price quoting system?
I think so. That's why I've barely got this right now, so I haven't even had a chance to
Oh,
go
okay.
through it. So, okay, so they have a, I guess they have other stuff here. So if you go with a manga, this is what the sizes would be.
Okay, sure. That makes sense.
Manga sample, and they have questions. Blah, blah, blah. Why more? Why more is publishing? Okay. You call the shot. Self-publishing gives you the final say on all aspects of your book. Your book reflects your vision and not someone else's. You own it. You earn more. You build a niche. You build a community. Okay, so I guess this would be their different forms. They're like so they got the standard comic, the trade paperback, and this would be a manga. I'm assuming.
The Ghostwriter.
Yeah, that looks cool. I'll look more at that later. And
I'm still leaning towards Mix'em when I print, just because. Oh, hey, Rocket Ship Evan is here.
I saw
Hello, Rocket Ship Evan.
that was one that I was thinking of, and I was also thinking of Comics Wellspring because I think Keith Harper printed with them, and he had a, and also Scott Serklin. I think he uses them. I think he uses them for print. I'm not sure if he used them for his comics, but they say they have good things to say about them. So
Okay.
I'm just seeing which one would work better, and I want to see what, since this one would send me a physical book, see how it would look like. I want to check that
Yeah,
out.
that's nice.
So
Because you
this
don't
way,
really know until you get it in your hand, how
yeah.
it's
So this
really
way,
going to
this
be.
way, I could actually tell like, oh, well, it's not bad, or I don't like it. So the paper feels fine, a little thicker than Lulu, which I have here. I have the manga.
Oh,
Have a
yeah.
Hey, and Keith is here.
Hey, it's Keith.
And
Keith Harper.
Keith should be getting something in the mail pretty soon too, because Keith is the one of the other people that bought from my Etsy store.
Oh, wow. You're just
Uh,
the Etsy
I,
king.
I don't know if they wanted me to mention that. But
Give me their home addresses, too.
well, I have it right here.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I'm getting them.
And their social security numbers.
Here's a map to their homes.
Ah, okay. That looks.
So if you go on my Etsy shop, you can get both of these. It's gonna be in a bundle like this. It's gonna be both of these. $5, and plus whatever shipping. But the shipping is calculated to your area. So
Ah.
and yeah,
Morris Publishing, Comics Wellspring, Mixum.
I think so, Keith, because
Lulu.
you're getting it. If I want to say tomorrow, but I'm not sure.
I'm still in anticipation of Davy Rocket number 2.
Davy, Davy Rocket. You haven't gotten your manga vote yet?
No, for some reason, Lulu is always super slow to me. I don't think I've gotten anything in less than 2.5 weeks, maybe closer to 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy. But
I think it's usually 2 weeks, but I'm not sure. At least for me, I know it'll
huh?
take a while. I did order mine the very first day.
Yeah, I was a few days later, but still, I mean, it's been a couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
yeah, you should have gotten it because I think you ordered yours maybe 3, 4 days later.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't
so
know what's taking them so long, but
you should have gotten it. I would say you should have gotten it probably by today, if not last week.
I don't know. I'm still patiently waiting. I ordered too many comic books, so I've been tracking my budget spending on books and comic books. Last month, I spent $186.48 on comic books. There might have been some regular books in there too.
Oh, you take those out. You want comic books. You don't want regular books.
I like regular books too.
Okay.
They're full of useful information.
I think speaking of books, because I bought some stuff last week or last month. I started getting them last week. Uh, I might as well show this. Oh, here it is. All right, so I got this on a Indiegogo,
Ah, yeah.
and this is I'm
You
not
don't know
sure.
Ditko.
I'm not sure what company Javier Hernandez used, but it's a good feel, good cover.
I honestly find that cover a little disturbing because it's a man with like a hollow face.
Well, it's
And
Ditko.
Ditko didn't have a hollow face.
Well, you never really saw his face that often.
I mean, there's pictures.
There's some. There's not that many.
That's because he
Is there any
was
here?
reclusive.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this was Ditko. I guess there was a movie about Ditko, and so someone played him.
Really? It doesn't look like Ditko at all.
So it's a nice primer on Ditko. A primer on the master of the comic arts, Steve Ditko, by Javier Hernandez, and you can still, I think there's still some copies left on his web shop, so check that out. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So, but I think there might be a link in to his link tree, but I might have taken it out already.
Social media is
later.
the devil.
And I bought these books on the eBay.
Comic book bad guys and gals. He looks like a bad guy. He's got scars and a gold tooth.
And I bought this one, printed an
Oh,
old book
Pete
on
Harper's
the
providing the link.
recommendation.
Oh,
on the
that's to his own
recommendation.
stuff.
Yes, on the recommendation of Marshall Lee.
Oh, that's right. He was showing that.
Mm-hmm.
Does it show you how to draw toast in that book?
Let me see.
Because there was a comic book creation book that I read as a kid that I got from the library. I checked it out several times, and I've never been able to find it. And it's been a source of frustration for me.
To draw toast?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And it was kind of, I could almost swear that it like just wholesale lifted pages out of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way.
There's a guy with a coffee mug.
No.
And
there's a hero.
America.
Yeah, and see, he's got heroic proportions.
Yeah, because this one is similar to How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, so I'm not even. I don't know if they ripped them off or what, but yeah, he even has some Marvel characters in here, so it uses like examples from other comics. It has this though, so you can practice your lettering.
Oh, hey, it's penmanship. I learned that in first grade. Kindergarten,
Keith
really.
Says, tomorrow is my birthday, so everyone can buy my comic instead of the usual cocaine and hookers.
What? Cocaine and hookers?
I'm guessing that's cookies and bookers. So.
Cookies and boogers?
I don't know.
It's Coca-Cola and fish hooks.
Okay. Speaking of buying comics, the Rocket Almanac is 10% off this month plus reduced shipping. I spent and I spent a lot over the summer on comics. So.
Oh, you know how much I've spent? Well, here's the thing.
The,
I have attempted to spend this month so far, and it's only the 4th, $230.13, which is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Because everybody's Indiegogo campaigns have came out this month.
Yeah. I spent a few on Indiegogos the last month and the month before.
Yeah, we're kind of getting bombarded. But here's the problem. You know our friend Russ Leach.
Yes.
He used to pop into the AAA Discord. I haven't seen him in a long time. He pops up on CG UK sometimes. I think he pops up over at Indie Volt Revolt too. He's just a man about town.
Yeah, I think I've seen him.
Yeah, but his Only Death Can Save Us Part 2 book campaign launched, and I was like, hey, I got the first book. I'll buy this one. But my card is getting rejected because my bank thinks it's fraud because whatever little small town in England, when I try and buy something in English pounds from there, it blocks it. And then the backing doesn't go through, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to go visit my bank and say, "Hey, how do I turn this off?" But nobody's got time for that.
Yeah, I tried backing. It was Foist, Lucifer Storm. Foist.
Yeah, I had problems backing that one too. Like I tried.
I couldn't back it then, and I ended up accidentally buying it twice, and then my bank told me, there's suspicious charges, and I didn't recognize the name. I'm like, I didn't buy this thing twice. And
yeah, it showed up weird. I agree.
It didn't say Indigo, which I'm glad it. I mean, I had to reject it anyway because like I didn't want to buy it 2 times. And I was like, no, that's over my budget.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel it and like, I'll buy it later, but my card got locked out and I had to wait for a new one.
Uh-oh. Sideburns is calling us to task. I didn't realize this was going to be a drawing stream. Frank sprung that on me.
I said like, I'm doing a Drawstream.
Hang on a second. Let me look. I don't think the words Drawstream were mentioned.
Yep. It was like
you did say Drawstream.
Yeah.
You did say Drawstream. Hey, let's ask the audience since we have people watching us. Is this the regular time? Frank didn't know if this was the regular time that the stream starts. Or maybe he was messing with my head. I don't know.
It's either 9 or 10. We've flipped back and forth, but we might change it soon because Anna's schedule is changing because of
Anna.
The season for you guys, because apparently you guys get winter or something. I don't know. You get some different weather. I don't get it. I just get
Anna needs to reprioritize and quit her job is what she needs to do. Sometimes I doubt her commitment to Sparkle Motion. So what are you drawing?
I am. I was going to draw because I had a sketch ready. I was going to draw Anki, but I decided to do that earlier. So right now I'm going over the sketch I have of Captain Courage. So I'm inking it right now. I'm just going over
Captain Courage. And Anki is the robot dinosaur, is that right?
It's one of them, yeah. It's the Ankylosaurus robot dinosaur. The Tankylosaurus.
That just doesn't sound right. So is he all robot or is he like part dinosaur? Because that just seems like a painful abomination. He's all robot. Well, that's good.
Unless Anna decides to change it, but as far as I know, he's all robot.
Well, who knows?
Because in case no one knows, after I finish the mini comics, the storyline that I'm doing, we're gonna revamp it and make a graphic novel. So there's gonna be some stuff that's gonna change.
What?
Not
When
a
did
lot
all
of stuff.
this happen?
Not well. You haven't. Well, yeah,
I'm
we haven't been.
behind. You haven't been
I've talked. I,
streaming. Don't give
I've
me
talked
all
about it
this.
in some of the past ones before. Yeah, I did a Drawstream by myself, and I talked about it.
Oh, well, I don't watch those by yourself streams.
Apparently, no one else does because it was just me and all. Like,
Exactly. It was like Frank only. Tune out.
We want Hannah
Or me.
or Bill.
I bring in the crowds.
They come flocking.
That's right.
Let me show what I'm working on. So,
all right, let's see what Frank's working on. Hey, that looks like Captain Goggles.
well, this is Captain Courage, but it's the new.
Oh, Captain
Courage.
Courage.
Helmet and.
Why is everybody a captain? How come there's no Lieutenant Colonel Goggles? That's what I want to know.
You named the Captain Goggles. Courage.
I did name Captain Goggles, and someday I will take you to court and sue you over that when you have enough money to make it worth my while.
Well, that's one of the things we wanted to change in the book, but we're gonna keep Captain Goggles, but he's gonna have like a regular or a nickname that they call each other.
Like Cap'n?
No, Cap? like his personal nickname, like not his full name, but a little nickname.
Cisco,
which will be in the story. No, well, that's one of the things we want to change. We don't want it to be.
That's right, Keith Harper. Thank you. I appreciate that. Keith Harper knows what's up.
Cisco Kid was a friend of mine.
What was his sidekick's name? Poncho?
Poncho.
No.
Which both? Yeah, it is. It's Poncho.
Okay.
Which both are my nicknames.
Is Poncho for Paunchy?
Or Poncho is a nickname of Frank. No. Yeah, it is.
How do you get Poncho out of Frank or Francisco?
Francisco. I don't know. It's just
or Cisco.
I was on with just, and Cisco's also a nickname of Frank. I was on with just Frank. He's a cool host. Yeah. And Evan says he has the heart of a robot dino. He's talking about Anki.
Anki.
Oh, here's Cyprus. UK invented the imperial system. Metric is still better.
What? What? Metro's for commies.
Which I don't know what that was a response to.
I don't know. I don't know either.
That was the only reason I tune in, says Keith Harper. Punch was on chips. Yes, Punch was on chips, but Cisco Kid also had a psychic name.
So Ponch's real name is Frank?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm assuming yes.
I didn't know that.
Can you all hear me? I got some new headset.
Oh, is that a new headset? I can't hear. I haven't heard you this entire time.
I got it when Danicus came on.
Oh, I still need to watch that. It's on my watch later. I have been so busy with work and chaos and my upcoming comic book that.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you about that. So what are you working on then? What's your?
I am working on Sword and Chivalry, issue 1.
Okay.
Subtitle: Sir Bartholomew learns humility and fights a giant.
I see. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's it's not really fantasy. Well, it's
Okay,
kind of
I
fantasy.
was gonna
It's
ask. It was
it's more chivalry, romance, like in the classic sense of the word romance, where it's like adventure, like Arthurian
oh,
legend,
okay.
kind of like that.
Okay, so if the knight saves a gal, she becomes his girlfriend.
Yeah, but there's no gals to be saved in this one, and you don't necessarily have to have like I read a story where King Arthur like fights a giant.
Well, you mentioned romance. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, but romance used to not just mean romance. It's kind of like comedy used to not just mean comedy.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Yeah, yeah. Like Ghostbusters is a comedy, but it's not all gags and
well,
slapstick.
like back in the Greek traditions, it was like comedy and tragedy were like the two types of plays that they had,
Yeah.
and like tragedy meant it had a sad ending, I think, and comedy meant it had a positive ending. I can't remember. I could have this completely wrong. It's been a long time since I read it all, but yeah, not like comedies weren't necessarily funny or had jokes in them.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the comedy back then was mostly riffing on the local politics of the day, I guess. Like
Yeah, yeah, there was a lot
then
of
they take jabs.
commentary
Yeah.
and
I remember
satire
when I was a child and
back in ancient Greece.
I met Billy Shakespeare. I think they call him Willie.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah. He explained it all.
yeah, he was kind of pompous.
You are old, Frank.
I'm in one of his books.
Oh yeah, which one?
The
The
Studley
Tempest?
guy. Yeah,
The
I'm the
what guy?
Tempter.
The Snuggly guy?
I'm,
What?
I'm, I'm the cute and snugly guy. The
That's
Studley.
a Studley guy. Who'd that be?
I'm
Hamlet?
the Tempter.
The Tempter? Like Midsummer Night Dream? Frank met Hercules.
I am Hercules. Hercules. Hercules.
I don't
I was
like this
just talking
picture
about.
already.
I was talking about Samson a few days ago,
Oh yeah.
which I like to call the original Hercules, the real Hercules.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, they're both strong. They both had stories with lions.
Yeah, I was gonna say like some of their stories parallel each other, and as I mentioned, the lions.
Speaking of, hey, speaking of, you want to hear an interesting little factoid?
What?
Okay, so you have the Bible, right? And then you
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
apocrypha, which is what they call like books that were like are related to the Bible but aren't necessarily
Yeah,
the Word of God. So in the apocrypha, they have like who's Archie Pineapple? Oh, that's that one person. So
yes,
anyhow, in the apocrypha, they have stories of Daniel, from Daniel and the lion's den. But they
yes.
have, and some people call them like the first mysteries because
They have Daniel, or no, was it Daniel and the dragon?
yeah, Daniel and the dragon. Well, Daniel and the serpent, and Daniel and like the temple. Like the first story is
Yeah,
like because
I have
Daniel's like in. Oh, you've got it in there. The 1599 Geneva Bible, Patriots
yeah. I
edition.
don't think
Oh,
this has the apocrypha, but I used to have it. And I read that story and I was like so confused. Like, this is not. I don't remember this story.
Yeah, it's the part of the apocrypha.
Yeah.
So it it may or may not have happened, but yeah, like the first story is because he's Daniel's in Babylon because all the Israelites got captured and put into subjugation and like drug across the Middle East, and so they're all hanging out in Babylon as the lower class citizens. But Daniel's cool, so Daniel like knows the king, and
Shout
the
out to
king's like, and
Highlander.
he's like telling him about the he. I don't know if Daniel had a sword.
Well, it's because Cyburns just mentioned Highlander.
Oh, I saw Highlander. Oh, the first one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good movie. Anyway, so they're hanging out, and the king's like, "Hey, these Babylonian gods, they're the real deal." And Daniel's like, "No, they're not." He's like, "Yeah, I can prove it." And so he goes, and he's like, "Look, we'll put all this food in this temple as a sacrifice to this god, and we will close the doors and seal up the temple. And in the morning, we'll open the doors, and the food will be gone." And Daniel plays detective there before the concept of detectives ever happens. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
So he goes in and he lays fine, I think it was sand or flour or on the floor of the temple. And then they put all the food in after they put all the food in there, and then they close it up. And so then they open it up again and they find footsteps in the sand that he laid on the ground. And they go over to this wall where they find a secret tunnel, and all the priests for this false Babylonian god have been sneaking in there at night, and they take all the food and eat it. And so then the king like has them all killed because they've been lying to him about the validity of their false Babylonian god. So Daniel kind of shows him up. So then he's like, okay, I'm going to prove. So we got this one. This is living, breathing. It was like a giant serpent, or in some cases, they called it a dragon. And he's like, yeah, this God is real. See, it's not just a statue that we're laying food at. So you can't prove that this isn't real. He's like, Daniel's like, that's just an animal. He's like, no, it's a God. And so Daniel like takes like a pig and like shoves it full of like sawdust and wax and stuff like that, and like wraps it up and like feeds it to the snake dragon thing. And the snake, swallows it whole. And then like it gets stuck and it can't digest. The pig around the outside was real food, but the inside is all just stuff they stuffed it with, and so it kills the giant serpent. And he's like, see, that one wasn't a real god either. It was just an animal. So I thought that was a pretty cool, several thousands of years old stories, even if they're in the Apocrypha.
Which
I'd like to make a comic book of those someday. I think that would be kind of cool.
I disavow, but I
You
will steal those. I'll steal those stories and turn them into. That sounds like it will be a good comic though. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, these are pretty good. You could really do something with these.
Like, there's the great beast, and like it's just a python.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they really had pythons in the Middle East. So like somebody like drug a python up from Africa, or is it anacondas are South America, pythons are Africa, if I remember correctly. See, this is why you need to have Anna on so she can fill us in with the proper biological facts about.
And when you watch this on replay, put down in the comments where anacondas and pythons come from.
Yeah, because I can't remember which is which. So they drug one up there, and of course it was an exotic animal in ancient Babylonia, which would
wasn't
be
it
nowadays.
In Beowulf? Because the king in Beowulf existed. They don't know if real Beowulf existed, but like they're talking about, we killed this beast and hung up his hands or arms on and put him up on their hall. So I think I remember reading, or I think it was my teacher at the time said like Oh, it was probably like a bear and like a type of bear that they've never seen before, and they just thought it was like this big monster.
Yeah, you know, did you ever see that movie, The 13th Warrior?
Yeah, that's a Beowulf story, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It,
it's
it,
like a redone, quote unquote, realistic version of Beowulf, and where it's like these Neanderthals have like a bear cult, and they're coming and eating people,
yeah,
and that's supposed to be Grendel. I don't know. It veers somewhat from the traditional story, but I
yeah,
still like the movie quite a bit. It was pretty good.
yeah. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I didn't know it was Beowulf until like they started like having a lot of same elements. Like, hey, I know this story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At first, you don't realize because it's like the beginning is blended with like a true story of this Middle Eastern guy who goes up into the Norseland. That was like a historical, actual thing.
which uh, which the king did exist. So that's why I think that there's like some true elements.
Yeah, you know, and curious to see what. I wonder if we'll ever learn more about what is real and what isn't when it comes to
And
Beowulf.
and did you ever see Gargoyles? Disney's Gargoyles?
Ah, yeah, I saw a few episodes. I liked it. It wasn't on when I was home, so I was. Plus, I was a little too old. I was like, I'd watch it when I got home from work. I was like, hey,
Oh,
what's
okay.
on? It's
How
Gargoyles.
old
And
how old are you? Because I saw it in high school, and I thought I was younger than you. I mean, I thought I was older than
no, you're not. No, I don't think so. I was pretty young. I was probably like 19, 20.
you. Okay. Oh, okay. Then you're old.
Yeah, I know I'm old.
I thought you were younger.
It's because of my youthful good looks. That this new camera angle really shows off the sunken eyelids.
It shows up the dreamy eyes. Oh yeah, but Gargoyles had that element where it was like mixed in with fantasy and also some history. So they had um, Macbeth, and it was like partly modeled after the real King Macbeth, but they threw in some stuff from Shakespeare's Macbeth,
No,
and then their own stuff.
I liked Macbeth. I had to read that in high school. It was
I
good though.
remember
His
I
wife
remember
was
we
a
would be
horrible person.
yeah. I remember when that's when we were reading Beowulf, and I was
No,
like looking into it, and it wasn't just a high school. So where I was looking into it, and I also like started reading Macbeth, and I found that show, and I was like, hey, it's real, or like there's like real stuff to it. So,
Gargoyles is an underrated show, and they never really did anything with it. You know, beyond the initial like 4 season run or whatever it was.
yeah,
Had
well, we
the
got a
what was the name
little
of the enemy? The big villain, Xanatos.
Xanatos.
Yeah, he was a good villain, and then he was kind of a good guy in the later seasons.
Yeah, yeah, he was like kind of like misunderstood.
Yeah, like they team up with him. It was very. It reminded me a lot of like Disney said, give us a Batman the animated series, and so they came up with
Yeah,
Gargoyles. But they've never
yeah.
done anything with it beyond that. I mean, no comic books, no movies, no
I thought I
new
had comics
cartoons.
because I know
I think they
Darkwing
had a
Duck
few
had
comics
comics.
at during the time, but oh,
Nothing.
Peter Retro Pet Palmiotti is here.
Cool. He might know.
Oh, he's asking what you guys drawing. All right, so I am drawing. This is my character from my upcoming
Novel.
Sword and Chivalry, Sir Bartholomew. I don't like the picture though. He looks a little cross-eyed.
Give me a zoom out. All right, so I am drawing Captain Courage. I almost said Douglas.
Hey, there's Captain Courage.
I gotta draw the rest of them. I got this underlying sketch here.
All right, let's see the underlined sketch. I can't see anything.
Oh, well, I gotta take off the ink stain. There you go.
Okay. Is that Metabang? Isn't that what you use?
Yes, this is
Metabang paint?
No, actually, this is Clip Studio.
Oh.
I did the sketch on Medibang, but now I'm what I've been doing because I'm kind of doing Inktober. I only committed to 3 days, and anything after that is at my own leisure. So I already did my 3 days. So what I've been doing, I'll sketch on Medibang, and then I'll put it in Clip Studio, and I'll use their different brushes that they have because there's a lot better brushes on there, and I bought some for Clip Studio and down some new ones. So I've been using some of their ink brushes.
Inktober, Schminktober.
Yeah, I just did that just to practice. I mean, and work on my stuff. So what I've been doing lately is just the characters from Captain Goggles and MASKUP, and I just been giving them a more updated uh, design based on or what more or less will look like in when we do the graphic novel.
Ah.
So I'm just trying to get the feel right. I mean, it still might change, but I'm just trying to get the hang of doing it in a little bit more of I guess updated or just a better design than the mini comics.
Yeah, you got more room to fill in the details with.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we're updating because we want to like do more with the story and do more with the artwork and like actually show off backgrounds and stuff like that. So
That's a good idea.
yeah, we got a good story arc that we're working on.
I think I'm going to draw this guy's helmet too.
And Peter Palmieri is doing Inktober too. He's drawing Nexus tonight.
Oh, Nexus. I like Nexus. Steve Rude is an amazing artist.
How rude.
Very rude.
Grindel
I just recently
saw this.
Mike Barron did
Beowulf.
Nexus comic recently for one of your boy Zach's campaigns. It's art by Kelsey Shannon. And it just turned out really good.
My boy Zach.
Your boy Zach.
Oh, okay.
Your
My
boy.
son?
Your son's name is Zach?
I named it after my favorite TV show. Saved by the Bell.
That's your favorite TV show?
No, I watched it as a kid. No, my son's name isn't Zach, if anyone's wondering. Could be.
You just call him up and tell him we're renaming you, kid.
I don't like your name. We're gonna change it.
We're gonna change it to Zach.
So.
That's right. From the channel Comics Matter with your boy Zach. Splatto Comics is the name of the company.
Oh, here it is. I was looking
on
for this
Indiegogo.
So I bought this also on eBay.
Here, how to draw comic book heroes and villains.
Does this have the toast you were talking about? I need to check.
I don't know. All I remember, like, had toast and it had like some TV, like it was talked. It wasn't more really an art instructional book. It was like I think it was like called itself cartooning because back in the 80s, early 80s, they called comic book art
Yeah,
just
yeah.
cartooning.
Some still
And
do call it cartooning.
yeah, and it talked a lot about tools and panels and like creating characters and doing sound effects and like all kinds of stuff. Kelsey is an awesome artist, very Disney roots to his work. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's slick. I really like his stuff.
I have an older book. Let's see, is it over here somewhere? About cartooning. The Big Book of Cartooning by Bruce Blitz.
Oh yeah, big book of cartooning. Let's see this. Maybe
Uh,
that's
Let me see. Where is it? Oh, I see it. Let me go grab it.
go grab it.
Ah,
Get out of your harness.
I'm stuck.
Now that he's gone, we'll take over. You and me. Channel is ours now. Frank no longer has power here. I'll lead the revolt. Looks like he has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles poster back there. And I'm not sure who the. It's like a guy in a red suit with a blue head. Maybe it's like a blacklight picture or something. That's right. It's all about me now. We're examining Frank's room here. And then he's got another frame above the red suit guy with the blue head. It looks like it's framed receipt or something. I don't know what that is. Oh no, he's back. Don't say anything about the revolution. We'll talk about it later. Oh, hi. Welcome back.
Hey, the Dale Show.
That's right. We're taking over.
I heard something about the revolution.
Yeah.
So I found some of my other art books that I've gone. So I got the Big Book of Cartooning
Blitz. Ooh.
by Bruce Blitz.
Why don't you flip through that a little bit? That one looks kind of familiar. Does there anything about toast in there?
Let me check. All right, let me make sure it's safe for work. Which it is, yes. Safe stuff.
Safe for work. What kind of cartoons you drawing, boy? Boy, the tent.
It has like a little bit of everything. That's why I really like this book.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me of the book. The book I got from the library was like, I think it was from like the
There's a section of caricatures.
mid to late 70s, and
In your youth.
it had a blue cover. It's not the book I was thinking of, but this looks kind of similar in like
This has a blue
the
cover.
approach.
Blue cover.
Yeah, but it was like a dust jacket, you know.
All right, well, I don't think it was this one, but I got Draw Comic at Book Action by Lee Garbett.
Draw comic book action. That looks good. What's that one like?
It's comic book action.
Yeah, it's action. Oh, it's pictures of hands. And
Oh, what is this?
I don't know.
Oh,
What is
okay.
that? Is that like layouts? What's he talking
Yeah.
about?
I don't know, I'm just flipping.
There's some action poses.
Oh, okay. It's cool stuff. And this one, I really like this one. How to draw your own graphic novel.
Is that by the same guy?
No, this is by Frank Lee.
Frank Lee.
Frankly,
my dear.
No cussing though.
I don't give a cartoon.
The cover, because you gotta draw a cover and a bunch of other stuff.
There's a mad scientist. Hey. There's a heavy and a creepy clown and a
monsters.
barbarian woman and that looks like a gargoyle.
Speaking of gargoyles earlier.
How to make a monster. Oh, look. That guy kind of looks like Dr. Doom.
Yeah, it looks like Dr. Doom.
Stan Lee gonna sue somebody.
And I got another Bruce Blitz book.
Doris Jones, Labors of Love. Hello. Is Doris Jones a friend of yours, Frank?
Yes, she is.
Oh. Frank is a personable, sociable person.
Action cartooning by Ben Caldwell is pretty good for more animated style drawing. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Let's see. Action cartooning by Ben Caldwell.
Mm-hmm. I'll put it back on so you can do it.
Caldwell.
What's Scott doing in that book? The Mad Scientist.
Oh, Circland?
Yes. Our other friend, Mad Scientist.
I just watched one of his videos in my watch later list he was talking about Amazon KDP.
Oh, the KDP?
Yeah. I finally got to watch that one.
Yeah, I rewatched that one recently. Yeah. And I was going to watch the one he just did, but it's on his Patreon, so you can't see it. I need to watch that one.
Oh, what did it have the inside scoop? Is it worth a subscription?
Yes. It's going to be up so soon, if not tomorrow or this week.
I can't afford a Patreon. I spend too much money on comic books.
Well, for $2 a month, you can watch the videos early before he puts them on.
I can wait.
YouTube.
I mean, I was like 3 months late watching his Kindle desktop publishing video because I can't keep up on videos as it is. I haven't even watched your Dan Ekus video yet. It's like number 47.
Did you watch the one where Scott Circle mentioned the mini comics where he unboxed them?
Yeah, I saw that one.
These?
Yeah.
Which, if you want to get this one and this one together, you can go to my Etsy store. There's a link in the description below. $5 plus shipping. That depends on your area. But you get these, and I try to send these out as soon as I get your order.
I remember Scott did an unboxing on those. And he's like, oh no, how did Frank find my address? I moved, and he still found me.
Yes. That's why
Caldwell has a fantasy cartooning book as well.
GPS comes in handy.
Sideburns has over 1,000 unwatched videos. Yeah, Sideburns has a lot of videos on YouTube. Like, I probably have some of his in my watch later list as well.
Yeah. Sideburns does live streams. So
yeah,
check those out, guys. He does a lot of drawing online and also does drawing live and also does video games live streams. So check those out.
And so does Peter Retro Pet. When I say Peter Retro Palmiotti, I always mess it up. Peter Pepro, it's like Peter picked a pack of pickled peppers.
You want to say Peter Petro?
Peter Piper. Peter Piper Retro Palmiotti picked a pack of pickled peppers.
Let's see what else I can hawk.
That's right. What else can you sell? You know, when I get my book finished, I'm going to send it to you, Frank, and you have to promote it on every stream.
I probably would. You can check out Dinosaurs versus Mars Bots, which Gary Hodges has the pulp edition of the second book, or is it the first book? No, it's the pulp edition of this book, the pulp cover version, and it's limited copy, so you're gonna want to get that. I might buy it, but he's running like he really has limited copies, and like I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks, so
You're going on vacation. Everybody's going on vacation except for me. How do you go on vacation so much during the time of COVID? Anna's on vacation. Frank's on vacation.
I will still be streaming because I'm only gonna be gone for 3 days, and it's gonna be in the weekends. It'll be next week actually. So yeah.
Oh.
So I'll be back in time for Monday.
Are you flying to Europe? Because a lot of it shut down due to COVID travel restrictions.
Oh, then I won't go on vacation then.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'll stay here then and talk with you.
Or Anna, if Anna ever shows up for work again.
She shall return next week, hopefully.
Because we're going to get her fired. Operation Get Anna Fired is now commencing.
Cyburn says he plays video games and he does draw streams.
That's right. He does video game streams. I haven't watched those because I don't have time.
You don't like video games?
Sorry, Sideburns, but I do like video games. It's just...
Oh, Caldwell has a fantasy coloring book, cartooning book as well. Is that Tron on your wall, Frank? Actually, yes, it's Tron Burgundy. It's a print I got from Scott Circlin through his mystery tube box that I ordered, and I believe he still has prints on his shop. And that's Stay Classy Game Grid Tron Burgundy. You can check out Scott Circlin's Circleworks.com, and maybe you can buy a print there.
There we go. Boy, everybody's getting promotions. Except for poor little me.
That painting there is by Dory Jones. So you want to follow her, check out her channel, and maybe she'll send you something. I don't know.
Good heavens. Who's Shamar Sampson saying good night? I didn't even say good morning. I don't know who these people are.
He's not. He hasn't been a guest, but he's
the Mona Lisa. Wow,
he's a youngin.
He's
one of the reasons I put a warning when I show stuff.
Oh,
he's a youngin.
Because your content is so mature.
Well, when I have people come on and they start.
What have I talked about? There's been no violence. There's been no sex. There's been no adult language.
You talked about Coca-Colas and...
that was the chat. That was Keith Harper advocating for cocaine and hookers. I don't advocate for cocaine and hookers.
I didn't say I was trying not to say
I said Coca-Cola and fish hooks.
That's right.
Which are much more wholesome. That's like Andy Griffith version of cocaine and hookers.
Andy Griffith? You shot the man who met Andy Griffith out there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was at Al Bundy. They had an episode where there was a serial killer, but the serial killer was the local hero. He was the man that met Andy Griffith. That was his claim to fame.
What?
You never seen Married with Children? Not for kids.
Yeah, I think I watched a few episodes. I don't think
Keith has a wrench.
Keith has a wrench.
That was me, the admin.
That's right. He's the degenerate.
How many admins do I have in the chat? Oh, Jeb
Prob-
is also
Probably
an
too
admin,
many.
but he left.
Yeah, he said he couldn't stick around, and he expected Anna tonight because that's what your stream said. It was going to be Anna drawing with Frank, and then Anna bailed, and then it was call poor little substitute Dale. He just sits by the phone all lonely, waiting for the call.
Washing his hair on a Saturday night.
That's right. He ain't got nothing better to do, and his truth is, I didn't have anything better to do. Well, that's not true. I had plenty of better things to do, but I didn't do them. They go unaccomplished. How's your drawing coming along, Frank?
Good. I'm just drawing the rest of the legs here. I might not be able to draw the feet.
I added the helmet for my Sir Bartholomew, my knight
Oh, okay.
protagonist. It's, if you're a history buff, this is a. I picture this story set in like the late 13th century, so like around 1290 or somewhere around there.
Okay.
And this is kind of.
I was a wee
I think this
lad.
helmet is kind of historically accurate because the Crusades were kind of wound down by that point, and this is kind of like a Crusader's bucket helmet, but it doesn't have the flat head. It's got the domed, so blows will glance off of it.
That's it.
But it's
Yeah,
before like the 14th century where they started having the hinged helmets where they'd go up like that.
it almost looks like a Knights of Templar helmet. Is that
Yeah,
around that area? Around
it's
that
a
era?
little past that area. I think the Templars wound down probably about 50 years or so before. They were more. I think their heyday was like the 11th century. This is 13th century.
Well, they're still around. It's a secret organization.
Yeah, they fight the Illuminati. It's the Knight Templars versus the Illuminati.
That's the next comic.
It's reality. So
That's reality.
late 13th century is about the time where they kind of transitioned early on into plate mail. So it was a lot of chain mail mixed with some plate, which I liked because it kind of gives you a more interesting look than like full plate armor, which is more of a Renaissance thing, really. And the chain mail. So you get a more interesting look, which is part of the reason that I said it in the late 13th century.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's when I went to my prom.
That sounds about right because you're incredibly old.
Yay. Actually, younger than you.
Yeah, I
Just
think
found
you
out
are
tonight.
by like 3 years or something like that. You're what, 67, 68?
The year I was born.
No.
I'm younger than that.
Well, that's good.
Let's see. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Pete says, "Where's my wrench?" Not to be confused with "Where's my car?" You must prove yourself in the Thunderdome for a wrench, Peter Retro. 2 men
Dude,
enter, 1
where's
man
my car?
leaves. Which I was seeing if you had a wrench, Pete, but I can't wrench anyone during here on my phone. I have to do it like on YouTube. Or
It's
go
just an
back
excuse.
on a past video where you were there and I just wrench you, which I think I did with Dale. No, wait, no, I did
What?
with Keith. With someone. Like I've done that before. Like I'll wrench people from past streams.
Oh, you said you were going to take away my wrench and all my power.
Speaking of old,
And that's why we must
tomorrow is
strike
my
back.
birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Forget,
Happy birthday, Keith Harper. I heard he's turning 67, 68 years old.
forget about donating to a charity and buying my comic instead.
Etsy.
Yeah. Which I did that for my birthday and I only made like a few bucks, and one of them was me donating.
I already have that comic book, Keith Harper. I need issue 2. Issue 2 I will purchase, but I have no desire to purchase issue 1 a second time.
Which I might have to buy issue 1 again because I can't find it. I know I read it, but it might be in my bookshelf of all my classy books.
No, that's right.
I keep all the rest here.
Drawing and cartooning for laughs.
And if you're thinking about going to a print-on-demand shop, you might want to check out Mars Publishing, and you can go on their site and order a sample guide. If you want a floppy, this is what it'll look like. And that's some info in here. Manga.
Get a free quote. Yeah. Captain Harris versus the Concrete Menace.
Is that here?
No, I'm looking at their website.
Oh, I don't see that here. You can email Gerald at morrispublishing.com, or you can call them at 800-650-7888. So everyone start calling them right now.
No, don't do it. Don't listen to Frank.
Oh yeah, it's Captain Harris versus the Concrete Menace. So that's the graphic novel size.
Yeah, and then there's manga size.
The manga.
Manga.
And a standard comic book size.
Standard comic
Traditional.
Size. Stapled.
Saddle stitched. In perfect binding. Which, yeah, is stapled.
Ugh.
It will be over a half-century old. Cheap shipping.
You'd be over a half century old? What? Keith Harper's that old? No way. He looks younger than both of us.
He might be older.
Keith Harper's like 37.
And here's a manga.
That's an Amera manga.
Yes, it is. Check out this story by...
Hey, there's my story. I still don't have my copy. We talked about it. Lulu. Incredibly slow. Takes like 3 weeks for me to get them.
Oh, this is Jake Twister's.
And there's a color version of that, colored by your friend of mine, Ictus. And you can view it on my website.
Yes.
The-installation.com.
Is your address here? Your address. Your website on here?
It should be in there. The-installation.com.
Yes.
And sign up for my mailing list. You won't get spammed.
It's in there somewhere.
DLA can be found at https://the-installation.com.
So, Space Beat did these sketches, these illustrations.
It looks like hers.
Yeah. I think it's funny that they have these two characters, and I guess that's their uniform, the 9-volt.
What?
You never seen the illustration? It says Volt on the sleeve there with a little battery.
No, I didn't see this illustration. I don't, like I said, I don't have my book yet. Keith Harper is 51 years old tomorrow.
You're 51.
It's the clean living.
True.
That's good advice, Keith Harper.
And
Live
she did this one
clean,
too.
children.
And Jake T. Vister,
That's
Jake
right.
Twister,
Ichthus has started streaming again.
yes, I saw. I didn't see the stream, but I saw the notice.
Yeah,
And
I didn't get to watch it either. I was out and about.
I did see. He had a launch party, not launch party, a closing out party for Gingerton, who was a guest, because his Kickstarter or his Indiegogo just finished.
Yeah, I backed that book. I like hopped in. I didn't have time to stay and watch, but I was like, I'm going to back this because it was pretty cheap. It was like $10.
Yeah,
$10
yeah,
plus $5 shipping or something crazy. I was like,
I backed it as well because of that, because it was like so inexpensive.
so inexpensive. I like. We got to figure out how to get the prices of these crowdfunded comic books down. But I think the key to that is volume. So if you could get like 10,000 people backing, then you'd be able to lower the prices
Yeah, and also
and attract more people.
I think his was like almost a standard size comic.
So
not as many pages, so he's able to put a little bit more extra because you get I think a fold out map and a sticker as well.
I should look and see. I can't remember the name of the book. Let me go look it up here. Hang on just a second.
Spells and superheroes, or superheroes and spells.
Spells and superheroes. What? The deranged dungeon master has captured 4 of the Earth's bravest heroes, and he wants to play a game.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Yeah. The Adventurers Pack, $10. There's the medieval deal, which is only $1. So if you're a cheapo, go to the campaign, which here, let me post it in the stream.
Is it still, can you still purchase stuff? Because I thought it just ended.
It's in demand, so.
Oh, cool.
So you could go purchase this, people.
Yeah, go check it out. You get some good. Oh, I don't know if that's like.
For $1, you get this comic in digital format and enter into the Hall of Founders. It's the real medieval deal. I'm not sure why it's called a medieval deal, but
it's because that one is kind of like a D&D style game. So like that's the theme. It's
Wait a second. Some of this art looks familiar.
Well, he's been.
Where did I see? Oh, maybe that's where I saw it.
And he's been on.
Fabric Patch by Frankie B. Washington. I like Frankie B. Washington. He's a good artist. He does a lot of work for Alterna.
Yes.
He had a Indiegogo too, but somehow I missed it. Or maybe it was a Kickstarter. I think it was a Kickstarter. That's why I missed it.
Is he the one that had the Kaiju card set or the Ultraman card set?
It's like Kaiju Cowboy or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
he has
it was.
He has that book, but someone was doing like an Ultraman card set, and or maybe they use that theme. So I think that different people were like including that in their stuff.
Ginge is the guy's name who does this spells and superheroes. Gingerton. Why did his parents name him Ginge if his last name is Gingerton?
They wanted to emphasize that he's a ginger.
That just seems cruel. What if his hair like turned blonde as he got older or something?
Well, my family name before we changed it was Mexican, so they were gonna call me Mexican. decided to change it.
You kind of look like a Mexican. Hi, Mexi. That's horrible.
In in case no one realized, I'm Mexican, so just I'm not being racist.
I thought you were like ancient Greek, considering
I
that's
have
where
the
you
body
went.
of an ancient Greek.
And you were in high school and you met William Shakespeare, so that would make me think that you're English.
And I got the sword back from my days.
Back in days of ancient Greece. Is that bronze before the Iron Age arrived?
Yes.
You used it to storm. What was the city that they sent the Trojan horse into?
Yeah, it's
Why am I
so
drawing a blank on this?
the Trojan horse. So the city was Helena was there.
Yeah.
What a skank. I
Wow.
like her.
So, I'm sorry, children. And there was
They've gone to
Paris
bed.
and Ajax and Troy. Troy. That's right. It
Troy.
was
That's
Troy.
right.
Why
It's
can't I
been so
remember
long.
that? Well, it's been several thousand years.
I always end up crossing the line when you're here. For
I
some reason.
didn't say anything. I didn't. I did not prompt the word skank to come out of your mouth. But she kind of was. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
She was two-timing and caused a war because of it. It's
Yeah.
8:17. When are we going to wrap this thing up?
Hold on.
Nope. You still working on your art?
Oh, my sword fell.
Oh no. Careful, don't cut your toe off.
Yeah, I think this is about finished and just gotta get this part deleted. Oh, that's not it. Ah. And so where can we find you, Dale? We might as well start wrapping up.
Not on social media because social media is the devil. Actually, I'm on MeWe. That probably counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Darn it.
Although it's a little bit of a, I guess, better social media. It's not as crowded. Like you choose who you're friends with. You only just get like random people hopping on and finding your stuff. So you gotta add people directly.
Yeah. I don't really use it much.
Judd is on there. That's actually where I talk to him a little bit more because he doesn't have a lot of social media. So
Good for Judd.
but you can find him on there. And let me show.
Don't find me on MeWe. I guess you could. I don't care. But you can find me at my website, the-installation.com. Sign up for my mailing list. That's the way to stay in communication with me. Or you can find me at the AAA Discord sometimes. I think I'm on another Discord too. I'm also on the
You're on
Draw and Talk community by what's his name?
Tyler something from Draw and Talk.
Tyler.
On the
and
YouTube.
Ictus is over there too.
Yeah.
He's like a super admin.
That's actually where I met him.
That's where you met him?
Yeah. Well, I saw him.
Wait a second. think his legs are too short.
Maybe. So view and point out the defaults on my legs.
Well, you were asking. You're like, what's wrong? I noticed the chin. And I was like, the feet are too small. And you're like, we practice the art of foot binding. And I was like, that's a cruel practice. Have you ever Googled those pictures of the people with like their foot after their foot binding and their foot's all like wrapped up and twisted? Oh my gosh, it'll give you nightmares. If you Google images of foot binding, it's disgusting. Like their toes are wrapped underneath. It's like they put it in like a vacuum bag and like until like their foot was all squished together.
Yeah, it's not good. Like don't do it to anyone.
But you did it to Mask Woman. It's awful. I cannot believe it.
In art, not in real life.
Yeah.
Or I get in trouble. Let me see if I can make Captain Goggles a little bit taller. I mean, Captain
Just cut
Goggles.
him off at like the shins.
Well, that's how I had it, but I figured like I should probably learn to draw feet.
Oh, Peter Retro Palmiotti asked, why did your parents name you Shy Guy? It was because...
What it took just to get him out of the womb. Like, come on, guy. Come on. No.
That's right. I didn't want to leave. But I had to.
I'm shy.
That's right. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Boy, wasn't it great earlier today when Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and everything was all down? It felt like the world shifted a little back more to where it should be. Let's hope Twitter goes down next.
It almost crashed today. Because everyone was on there because they couldn't be on Facebook.
No, I think his legs are still too short.
Well, I'm gonna trace over it, but that's because one I did do too short, so I need to fix it up. But I'll do that.
Always make your legs twice as long as they need to be. It makes the characters look more cool.
Yeah, because originally I wasn't gonna draw his legs, but I was like, I probably should draw the feet. All right, you can find me. You can find me on Salazar Art Nation. That's my YouTube channel. There's some videos up there that I recently uploaded past a few days. You can check out my Etsy store where you buy the Captain Goggles and Mask Woman mini comics. I am working on mini issue 3. That one might be an ashcan size. So check that out when that comes out.
Yeah, ashcan size.
There's links and stuff in the description. You can check out Anna Raub's YouTube channel. And her info is there. You can just look up Anna Raub. You'll find her. One of the first.
Don't bother. She's never here.
She might upload soon a video there.
She's busy working, making money. That's all that's important to her.
Thanks everyone for stopping by in the chats. Thanks to Dory, Keith, Peter Palmiotti. There's 60 Minutes did an expose on them. Did a report on
Facebook. I believe it was all connected.
And then the next day, Facebook goes offline because someone accidentally deleted something.
Yeah, it was a cover up. They were deleting evidence. Or
check out Gingy's Spells and Superheroes.
Yeah, check it out. Give him a back. It's important to support
Keith Harper's
these creators.
Davia Rocket Almanac, 10% off, reduced shipping. It's his birthday tomorrow, so
that's right. Buy it. If you don't own it already, you should own it. It's a very
buy it and give him
good character.
Some money because
it's compelling.
He's a good guy. And
I don't know.
That is it. Peter Palmiotti. We can find him on the YouTubes. On his
in
channel.
10 or 15 minutes, he'll be drawing Nexus. Head over there, people.
He's going to be over there. And So we'll go there right now.
Will
We'll
we?
see you guys. Well, I will. I mean, in the chats. I don't
I
think I
want
don't
to
know if
take a
Peter wants.
nap.
Yeah, you don't have to go. You can go
But
sleep.
now I feel guilty if I don't go.
We should stop by and say hi, and then I
I'll
gotta
make an
go.
appearance.
All right, we're gonna end it now because we're just dolling.